finally figured it out. Yeah, they're cutting across country. You also have now the rest of Merritt's division coming off of that, out of the old Charlestown Road. So we passed the old Charlestown Road. They're coming up there, so now they're united. And as they're coming in here, Averill's over here on the Valley Pike. So now these 5 brigades of Union Cavalry are beginning to come together about this point. Not quite, but pretty close. You do have Patton's brigade up here as part of that infantry force. And he barely slips away because some of them went down the old railroad roadbed. If you've been out here for Second Winchester, perhaps you've been out there. A lot of this area was fought over the year before during Second Winchester. So again, you have some familiarity with some of the troops, not many, but some, with that. More so with the Confederate troops than with the Union troops. So this is all coming together. You got Custer riding right through here, right through the ballpark, down across. There is some resistance that's set up down here at Stevenson, again, to buy time for these infantry to get back to Redbud and to Early. He's needing them desperately at this point. So there is fighting down along here, right at the depot. The depot is just across the tracks that we came in on, or came over. But now you're seeing this Union line coming together. There's going to be 5 brigades of cavalry, and let me put that in perspective. They always say they were in squads, squadron by line. So they're not in column, they're obviously in a line. A squadron would be 2 companies. It would be 2 companies, or a company, this is the squadron. So you're 6 companies across. Let's say you've got 60, maybe 70 men in a company. All right, how wide your horse and your legs are? I'm gonna say 4 feet. So all of a sudden you've got 4 feet times 70. That's nearly a football field width. That's 1 brigade. You're going to have 5 brigades. So to give you some perspective of what this front of cavalry is evolving into, you're going to have this coming now down the Martinsburg Pike, coming in around on the far, far right flank of the Union forces that are fighting now down around Red Bud Run. And while that's a devastating fight, they can also hear cannon fire up here. There was some artillery throwing back and forth here. They're now close enough to hear that. So Sheridan is finally getting word. He's been wondering all day, where's the cavalry? Where's the cavalry? He finally gets word about 2 o'clock that they're coming. So they're going to, again, march down through here. This is not a lot of aggressive firing. The cavalry, the Confederate cavalry, know they can't hold them. There's too many. They're just trying to slow them down. And while I'm not going to say they treat it, like a flight swatter or something, the Union are coming together here, 5,000 horsemen. They're not charging and frothing at the horses or anything else. They're just moving. And this is going to become, we get to Rutherford Farm, when you read about the battle, the Third Winchester, the great cavalry charge. The great cavalry charge is not fully at Collier, but the bigger charge occurs at Rutherford Farm, which is where we're going to head next. Any questions? Okay. Let's head to Rutherford Farm.